When you think of the phrase shelter in place, you probably think of work, a drill, a checklist, a laminated sign you've seen so many times it fades into the background. It feels distant, procedural, and honestly like someone else's job. But that mindset is exactly the problem. We've been trained to treat preparedness like a company policy instead of a personal responsibility. Emergencies don't wait for business hours. Fires, storms, breakdowns, they happen in our neighborhoods, our apartments, our cars. The question isn't if something unexpected happens, it's how prepared will you be when it does. A few years ago, the apartment building I was living in burned down. And this was just weeks after I had moved out. Seeing the photos online stopped me. I kept thinking, what if I was still there? What if I lost everything? That single event changed the way I saw safety. Because once disaster hits, it's already too late to start preparing. That's why I'm here to persuade you that sheltering in place shouldn't stop at work. It should start wherever you stand. Safety shouldn't be just a workplace requirement. It should be a personal commitment. Because safety doesn't start with your job or the government, it starts with you. Now here's the thing. There's this illusion of safety. Most people think, I don't need to prepare, that stuff won't happen to me. But danger doesn't care about your zip code. According to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, nearly 60% of Americans say they're not ready for an emergency, even though natural disasters and man-made disasters cause thousands of injuries and billions in damage every year. You might not live near a hurricane zone or an earthquake fault, but emergencies come in other forms. Power outages, car accidents, severe heat or cold. It's not about where you live, it's about how ready you are to live through what happens. If your car breaks down in the middle of the winter, would you have what you need to stay safe? The National Safety Council reports that more than 50,000 drivers are stranded on U.S. highways each year due to weather-related issues, many without adequate supplies. That's not a statistic you want to be a part of. The illusion that someone else will handle it is what leaves people vulnerable. For me, the turning point was when my old apartment burned down. I realized something painful. I spent my whole life assuming safety was automatic, but it's not. It's built, it's planned. It's the same lesson I see every time I ride. I was on a group motorcycle trip when one rider's boat flew off mid-ride. It could have ended badly, but thankfully it didn't. That moment made me think about how unprepared many of us really are. Even something small like a tourniquet can be the difference between losing a limb or saving a life. Preparedness isn't about being paranoid. It's about respecting how fragile life can be. The American Red Cross says it best. The time to prepare isn't when crisis hits. It starts long before it. They recommend every household and vehicle keep basic kits with food, water, first aid, and tools that can last at least 3 days. flashlight, a blanket, jumper cables, maybe a few tools. Those small items can change how a situation ends. Now, my goal is to shift you from having a fear about it to feeling empowered about it. Because I get it. Preparedness sounds like a hassle. Some people hear this and think, that's too much, or I'll deal with it when it happens. But let's be real. Being ready doesn't make you prepared, or being ready doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you capable. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention point out that having essential medications ready, like inhalers, allergy meds, or EpiPens, can literally be the deciding factor between stability and a life-threatening emergency for millions of Americans. So, if you have asthma, keep an extra inhaler. If you have allergies, store your medicine in a go bag that you can grab within seconds. Preparedness is deeply personal. It's not just surviving, it's about being able to recover. Preparedness isn't fear, it's freedom. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you have what you need to act and not panic. So with that, I'll lead into why safety is a shared responsibility. We need to stop thinking of safety as a solo effort. When you're prepared, you're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting the people around you. If you have a flashlight, when the power goes out, you help light the way for others. You have tools on the ride, you keep your group safe. Safety is contagious. Your readiness strengthens everyone else. That's what sheltering in place really means. It's what it's really about. It's owning your space and making sure you have everything you need within it. So with that, this is my call to act. So, my challenge to you, stop waiting for safety to be someone else's job. This week, take one step, just one. Build a small emergency kit for your home, your car, your bike, your motorcycle, whatever you ride, and add those things personally that you need. Water, medication, a flashlight, even a tourniquet. Because emergencies don't care about your schedule. They don't wait for drills or daylight. But preparation, that's something you control. Sheltering in place isn't about fear. It's about confidence. It's not about hiding. It's about standing ready. Safety, it doesn't begin with a company policy. It begins with you. Thank you. And with that, I will have my audience come onto camera and introduce themselves quickly with just their name, and that's all I need from you guys.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Kevin Quack.
Sergeant Daniel Robecker.
Senior Airman Sullivan.
Luke Styles.
Thank you guys so much, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me afterwards.